You never expect these things. That's not why you get in, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's fun.
Mike Holmgren is back in the Bay Area. The Super Bowl winning coach will be inducted to the San Jose Sports Hall of Fame next month. Holmgren spent 6 seasons on the 49er coaching staff, but he got his start at the high school level with stops at Lincoln, Sacred Heart Cathedral, and Oak Grove. Matt Lively caught up with Coach Holmgren tonight.
I didn't change any way I coached. When I got to the NFL, I said I coached big little kids. You're a teacher.
Going right off this, I love this story about you. You've got Super Bowl rings, national championship rings, but you say that your most memorable win came at Sacred Heart. Can you take me through what was memorable about that?
Well, I started working at Sacred Heart. My good friend was the head coach, Steve Ellison. He asked me to come coach. I coached with him. In our first 2 years, we didn't win a game. We were 0-22 and worked hard. We worked hard, but then the guys were tough and scrappy, but we just couldn't get over the hump. And then the third year, and then I was not going to come back. I told him, this is too hard, Steve. I can't do this. And he said, no, come on back one more year. We'll see. I think we're getting better. And the third game, the third year, we were playing Piedmont Hills High School, and we won. And it was, I tell people, well, Super Bowls and this, no, the number one feeling, best feeling I ever had coaching was that game. I'm crying, the players are crying, the parents are crying, all that hard work they put in, finally we get to win a game.
How did you end up getting the call from Bill Walsh? You're at BYU, you don't have that much experience. How do you get a call to become a coach for Bill Walsh?
Yeah, I had a friend who lived in the Bay Area and said they're making a change on the 49er staff. And, why don't you apply? I said, they're not going to, I don't have enough experience. I'm not going to do that. Why not? Just what do you have to lose? So I knew somebody on the 49er management team, and so he helped me get an interview with Coach Walsh. I came out, and it went well, but then Bill told me, he goes, Mike, the interview was good, but I have someone in mind. So if that works, that works. So I go back to BYU. 2 weeks later, he phones and said, I'd like to hire you. Would you like the job? And I remember I said, Coach, just a second. I remember putting my hand over the phone, and my wife sitting over there, and I went, yeah. Tried to act cool about it. And I said, yeah, perfect, thank you. And for a San Francisco kid, it was coming back to coach the 49ers. That doesn't get any better than that.
How nervous were you knowing that you were now the QB's coach, coaching none other than Joe Montana, who was pretty successful at that point?
Yeah, no, it was something I thought about. I really did. And then I had been there 2 weeks, and I was working on learning the offense and all that kind of stuff. And Bill came in and said, Joe's coming over today. I'd like you guys to get together and just have a Coke or something, cup of coffee, something. And I'm thinking to myself, what can I tell Joe Montana? He's MVP, of Super Bowl winner. I'm going to be his coach. What can I do? And he comes in, we shake hands. He goes, let's go down, we'll get a Coke and something. So we're walking down the hallway. We didn't walk very far, and he grabbed me. He goes, Mike, before we go any farther, here's what I want you to coach me hard. If I'm doing something you don't think is right, you tell me and make sure it gets done right. And right away, any anxiety, any anxiousness I had kind of dissipated. And I said, wow, this is gonna be good. And it was.
It clearly worked out for the both of you, I would say. Yeah. This is a loaded question, but if you had one single 49er memory that always comes to mind, what is it?
Oh, gee, just one? Probably the Super Bowl in '89 when we played Denver. Everything kind of went the way it was supposed to go. And I remember I had one play looking at the defense. If they play this should work. And it was a pass play from about the 40-yard line. I thought it had to be kind of right there. And I remember George Seifert telling me on my phone, Mike, you know that play you've been working on, throw it. I said, we're not quite there yet, George. We're not quite there. And we got to the 40, I said, now. And we threw it, and it was a touchdown to Jerry Rice. Just perfect. And the coaches upstairs are pounding me on the back and everything. And it was just, every once in a while, you work hard at something, and when it works, you just go, wow, that was pretty cool.
He makes a good call. They score a touchdown. Look, they get fives up in the press box now for the coaches.
You obviously coach so many great quarterbacks here for the San Francisco 49ers. What are your thoughts on Brock Purdy and some of his development that you've seen?
Well, I would love to have coached Brock Purdy, and he couldn't be with a better guy than Kyle. The fit is just right because he has a coach that understands quarterbacks, understands offense, will help him be the best he can be. Plus, he's got good people around him. I love how he plays. I never met him, but you know, he throws the ball accurately. He seems to be a very humble kid, young man, and a great leader. So even though he was the last guy picked in the draft, he's going to be their quarterback, I think, for a long time.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for taking some time, and congratulations on your induction to the San Jose Sports Hall of Fame.
Thank you.